I'd like to thank the European Society for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to speak before its members and the audience tonight. So good evening, everyone, and thank you to Octavien, possibly the President. And I see there's a sense of pride for me to see a strong showing of ESPS students tonight. So good. Well, I think it's true. My take will be a politics, political science 1. Don't expect me to go into the details of the sort of economic explanation, although, of course, in order to account for the current situation, that is austerity in the EU, and the question, in fact, being, is austerity in the EU working? I have, of course, to refer to a number of, to make a number of economic observations. This being said, my take on the issue is not nuanced at all. I can already, no suspense, give an answer to it. Is austerity in the EU working? It's an absolute emphatic no. It's not working. It's an absolute disaster. And my thing will be an attempt to explain why it is an unmitigated disaster. I'll start with by quoting a local theorist and politician, the very well-known John Maynard Keynes, of course. I like this quote very much, and I think this quote is a key for really understanding the meaning, the real meaning of austerity. What is really the purpose of austerity? Where are we going with austerity in our European societies, in the EU? This is the quote. Economics, so economics as a subject, he says, is a moral and not a natural science. I fully agree with that, although I'm not an economist, but that's really the way I see economics. So austerity, in other words, is not a natural, hard science. On the contrary, it's a strongly ideological and normative construction. Once really you accept that way, that key for understanding, for uncoding what is going on before your eyes, which is so often confused and difficult to grasp, then probably you will understand better a number of things and why probably we are not absolutely told we're not absolutely told the real truth about what goes on. So austerity, as I said, is an ideology. That's the way I think people should see it. Namely, neoliberalism, let's call it neoliberalism for the sake of simplicity, whose supporters are, most of them, at least those who openly support austerity, they're not many, by the way, out there, and less, but those who really, the hardliners, are, in my view, on a political crusade to deregulate labour markets. That's really the thrust of austerity. In their most extreme expression, that is, probably came across this expression, the shock therapy scenario, such as Pinochet's Chile in the 1970s, Russia in the 1990s, Argentina in the year 2000, or today, that's exactly the same scenario, Greece, now Portugal, and of course we aren't going to stop there, soon Italy, Spain, and if we don't change the course of action, the rest of Europe, including Germany, by the way. So, austerity policies, when they are put into practice, inflict incommensurable, and I'll give you a very, very specific example, incommensurable suffering on the populations which are subjected to it. And I would also add unnecessary suffering. First question, why austerity? I think I've already given you a taste of that, which is, put simply, the idea is that too many Eurozone countries have been feather-bedded for too long and now need a chill blast of reality to wake them up. Budget retrenchment will ensure that countries live within their means, while deregulation, privatization of bloated public services, bloated is of course between inverted comma, because of course that's absolutely, it's not a scientific expression at all, bloated, it's totally impressionistic. Bloated public services and more flexible labour market will make them leaner and fitter. Before too long, a revitalized Europe will be punching above its weight in the global economy. That's the plan, that's the scenario, if you like. Well, hang on. I think it's worth noting already that Spain and Ireland are both in deep recession, you agree with that, and subjected to draconian austerity policies. However, they have very modest public debts compared with France and Germany before the start of the crisis. Isn't it surprising? The large deficits were created not by the state, not by the so-called bloated public services, but by private sector borrowers, notably property developers and mortgage borrowers, who took on unsustainable large debts. And of course, the public had to pay for it, for the mess.